Hi everybody, Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and this is what I've been making today. And today we are doing two for the price of one because I couldn't decide which of these I liked the better, so I've decided to show you them both. Stay with me, I'll show you what I did. My card base is thick whisper white. I've cut a piece that's 8 inches square and I have scored and folded it at 4 inches so that I create a tall, slim card which is twice as tall as it is wide. So that is going to be my card front. I'll put that on one side. Now for the elements that go down the front of the card, I've already done 2 of them just to make sure I knew what I was doing. I have cut 3 squares of the red velveteen card, the red velvet card. Are we calling it card or paper? Whatever, it's red velvet. And I've used the smallest of the stitched shapes squares. That is not easy to say. All right, and I cut 3 of those. And I also cut 3 squares of basic black that are 1 3/8 of an inch on the side. So I'm going to take my red velvet card and I'm going to put it so that the corners are kind of top and bottom and east and west. And I've also got a ruler which is going to help me with the positioning. So I'm going to put the ruler so that the point of the card is 1/2 inch in. Can you see that? And that is going to help me to position my elements. So I'm going to begin with the O, and I'm going to put some adhesive just on 1/2 of it. Right, that's going to be the 1/2 that sticks to the red velvet. And I do recommend a liquid adhesive or a strong adhesive because this is a textured surface. And I'm just going to pop that on so that it's just a little way, tiny little way off away from the center line. And I've got a little bit of my liquid adhesive on the front of the foil, so I'm going to wipe that off before it does any damage and make sure that I haven't misplaced my my letter. Just put that back. Okay, so same thing for the H. Now I'm going to put adhesive on 1/2 of it. And that might be a little bit blobby, so maybe I'll take some of it off and wipe my fingers on the tissue. And same thing again, I'm going to place it down so that it's resting on the ruler and it's just about 1 millimeter to this side of the center line. So now I've done that again with a liquid adhesive. Now this is where you could use a dimensional if you liked, or you could use a tape runner, any of those, but since the liquid adhesive is there, I'm going to use it. And there we go. Let's get that. Let's get everything square. Pop that on. And now I have my 3. Ho, ho, ho. For this style of card, I used the second to smallest of my stitched squares dies and cut my red velvet paper stroke card, whatever you want to call it. 3, 2, 1. Now for this version, 4, 3, 2, 1. For the other version of my card, that's very messy. We'll get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Tidy up. For the other version of my card, I cut my red velvet paper with the next to smallest of my stitched square shapes, said she very carefully. And same thing again, I'm going to bring in my ruler. I'm going to line that up with a 1/2 inch mark there, so I've come up 1/2 inch. And I've got to be honest, I do find these crafters rulers very, very helpful. I'm trying to, that's not halfway, is it? That's more like it. If I put my 1/8 inch marks, sorry, 1/4 inch marks level with the stitch lines on the stitched square, I'm just about right. And again, 1/2 inch up from the bottom. Now this time I'm going to put my adhesive all the way around. And I'm going to do what I should have done from the beginning and bring in my tweezers. And this time I'm going to line up the edge of the O with the stitch line on the square there. I'm trying not to impale myself on my tweezers. See, every now and then I wonder, why don't I use my tweezers? And then I get them out and injure myself, and then I remember why. Okay, so same thing here. Again, liquid adhesive, not too much of it, but you know, enough across the whole thing. Pick these up in my tweezers. And again, line that up with the edge of, sorry, the stitch line. And these dies, I don't know whether I remember to say, probably forgot, but they're called Playful letters. And the wonderful thing about them, or one of the wonderful things about them, is that, let me bring mine in and show you, is that you get doubles of, you know, the letters that occur, you know, the most frequently used letters then, that's what I'm trying to say. So that if your name, like mine, has 2 E's in it, then I can cut all the letters for my name in one pass through my machine. So yes, very, very useful. Very well thought out there, Stampin' Up. Okay. So my black card in this case is 1 3/4 inch square. Why am I putting the adhesive on there when I should be putting it on here? I'm going to flip that over. And again, just line that up. And I've decided that on this version, I think I'm going to raise them up on some dimensionals. So I'm going to pop some dimensionals onto the back of my card. And I'm going to bring in the ones that I've already done. I've got black dimensionals somewhere, I could have used those. Okay, so now it's time to put these onto the front of my card. Now, I'm going to kind of eyeball it to begin with. Make sure I'm sticking these down to the front of the card. So that looks to be about right. So again, Oops. Trying to dimension the backings. Okay, so I'm using my ruler to help me keep everything square, and I'm lining up the card. Is that right? No, not quite. Fortunately, dimensions are quite forgiving. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So, top. And how deep was that? That was about there. So let's just talk amongst yourselves while I try to do higher mathematics here. So I'm not going to go quite as low down on that one, and that's not very straight for you to see, is it? It's a bit on the ski-whiff side. So let's line that up, and because this card is 4 inches wide, I just need to have my centre mark there and 2 inches on either side. Am I making sense? I don't know. Now, if you are good at judging things by eye, then by all means go ahead and do things by eye. I am not that good. So I am again using the marks on my ruler to help me line things up, keep them straight. And those are straight. Ha, bargain. And now my third one goes in the middle. So if you do it this way, you know, if you've got 3 things or more than 3 things to put in a line, start with your extreme ends, your top and your bottom, and see where you want them to go, and then you can fit in your middle ones when you're ready. So I'm kind of eyeballing this again. Let's center this. Let's put this in the center. Is that about right, do you think? 4 inches, 4 inches, that's the center. And there we go. Ho, ho, ho. And there they are, 2 versions of a tall, skinny Christmas card using my red velvet paper and my Playful letters dies. And I don't know which of the 2 I like better. Sometimes I think I like this one, and sometimes I think I like this one better. So what do you think? Which of those 2 cards do you think looks the best? Let me know in the comments down below. That is it for today. Thank you very, very much for joining me, and I would be absolutely thrilled skinny if you came back and saw me again sometime soon. But for now, bye bye.